And if you haven't tried Rev,
Hey everybody, we are back here again. It's been a long time. We're still here, don't you worry. Rev1 is here, right in the prime of riding season, ready for action. We've got some new stuff for you. First off, just the elephant in the room, thank you everybody for waiting out the hiatus. There were some health issues going on. We are good for recording again. We are good for content again. Thank you for the patience, and you will not be disappointed. I did not keep you waiting for nothing. We've got some new upgrades on this beast here. Let's get you up a little closer so we can see everything that we did. You might not notice at first glance. You're absolutely not going to notice at first glance. But we're going to check out the bike here real quick. Then we're going to get this thing out on the street. We're going to let you check out these 3 speeds. We're going to let you check out the modes. We're going to just let you check out the performance and the new things going on with the bike. Thank you everybody for watching Manny Reed TV. Let's go, baby. So, here is the bike, gang. Last time you were with us, we had just finished the 72 volt conversion, which entailed this motor here. That's going to be the MB Power 5000 watt. Yeah, baby. So we got that. We had that thing beefed up. We had bought that with the MB Power kit. So that came with this right here, actually. This is the Sabaton controller here. This is the Sabaton 72-100, and for these, that 100 is actually the battery line amp rating. So we had that going, and we have our powerful lithium 72 volt moly cell 34 amp hour battery, pushing 300 amp peak. That was the original setup. So, what you all missed on the hiatus was problems with this guy right here, this Sabaton. I had read about people having problems with these. I was on the fence about going with this kit or not, but I figured for a beginner setup, for a first time, let's go ahead and go with it. So, to make a long story short, after a couple 100 miles on this thing, the Hall sensor blew out on me. I changed to the second set of Halls that came with the motor. A lot of these motors come with 2 sets of Hall sensors. So I set that one up. Within a week, that set of Hall sensors blew up and the controller blew up. So, real fun time. Make a long story short, we turned a bad into a good, which is what you should always do. So I took the motor, I set the motor to powerful lithium, had them put a new motor core in. So we've got a brand new stator in there. While they had it, I went ahead and had them throw some ferrofluid in there. So we are full of stator right now. So we are ready for the hot summer. We're ready for the high temps. We're ready for more power to go into this thing. So we turned the bad into the good. After reading that most of these Sabaton controllers out here are pretty much clones of the original, I decided instead of getting a beefier Sabaton or replacing the Sabaton, we were going to go Team Fardriver. I'm not going to make you wait any longer. There she is, everybody. Ba-bang! There's the powerful lithium battery right here. That's that 72 volt, 34 amp hour moly cell battery. That is one powerful beast there. Powerful Lithium did a great job of making this the nucleus of my build. This Fardriver is the ND72680. This thing pushes 350 amp line amps, I believe, and it gives you 680 phase amps. So the listing here, that number after the 72 is going to be for the phase amps for these Fardrivers. So I went for that to try to future-proof this thing. It ended up being a blessing. It ended up being the perfect fit for this bike. I believe I found the perfect fit, the perfect tune, the perfect everything for this aluminum frame for the Rev1 to go with its powerful battery and to really help the power of this motor shine. I did not know what this motor had in it, and everything's staying cool. We've got the tune locked down. Really pleased with what we're seeing here. So, just to go over a quick list of all of the things that are no longer stock on this bike. They all happened at different times, but just for those who are new to the channel, who did not follow the 72 volt build, we're going to get you caught up to speed. This bike is far from stock now. You can see what's inside the guts, what we're hiding here. Let's start from front to back. So here in the front, let me go ahead and turn this sucker on. There's our running light for our cane built headlight. This is a big boy motorcycle headlight, 6,000 lumens. This thing has been tested. I'll show you guys that tonight. She is a beast though. Let's see. You got a high beam and a low beam. You can't tell the difference indoors here, but that was $200, worth every penny. Safety is key. Aesthetics are key. We blended both with that. Sticking to the front, let's come down here. We upgraded our front brake to a 203 millimeter rotor. We were working with a 180 before, which was barely doing the job. It felt sketch as hell. So we still have we're still running our quad piston calipers here in the front and the back. But we've got a 180 in the back here. Still got that 180, which is plenty for the rear. Plenty of stopping power for the rear. We also upgraded to ceramic brakes front and the rear, which I can't really show you on the bike. But here's that 203 millimeter rotor. All right. Sticking to the front. Let's get over here now. So, still running the dual display here because we have two controllers. We got the 35 amp controller on the bottom there, still controlling the light system on the bike and our turn signals. We now have a 3-speed switch, a voltmeter, and an ignition lock. Ignition not only starts the controller, but it starts the new DKD display here. Click that sucker on. Boom. That is our DKD. You see it's registering the 3-speed switch. There's modes 1, modes 2, modes 3. 3, 2, 1. Mode 2 by default. So the ampermeter is not working and the battery gauge does not work properly, but I've got the speedometer changed to miles per hour, as you can see, and I've also got it dialed in within 1 mile an hour of my GPS. So we're going about 1 mile an hour faster on here than GPS, which is not bad. I'm going to keep that dialed in if I can. We're going to try to get this battery and amp meter to work on here. Not the end of the world if we don't, but we're going to work on that. last thing to get tuned up here. Let's go ahead and get our ignition off here. Okay. Back to the bike here. So here's the battery pack for that cane built headlight. You see, we've tried to keep everything clean here. This is our Fardriver 72680 controller. That with the DKD after shipping was close to between like $450, $500. Powerful lithium battery, $1,900 from Powerful Lithium. In a lot of channels, unfortunately not this one, you can get usually like $100 off using codes. So I would shop around for a code, try to save $100 on a battery if you're doing your build. We extended our phase wires here. The phase wires were coming out of here very short. They had to be run through here. You see we got this running pretty clean. There's our line going all the way up there. Bam. So our phase wires were pretty much ending right here, which was no good. So I took some 10 gauge wire and extended those. The hulls were able to reach. Before I get into the next mod, I just wanted to let you know with this Fardriver controller, I am very pleased with it to start. First thing I'll tell you is it an improvement from the Sabaton? Absolutely 150%. No question. Is it as easy as the Sabaton? No. Nothing is plug and play about this controller. I'm going to let you know that right now. These Fardriver controllers, you have to be able to not be afraid to wire this thing up. Like I said, I had to extend my phase wires. I had to wire my display into the ignition so that my display would start up with the ignition. Yeah, there was a lot of stripping and splicing of wires here. Not for the faint of heart. If you are afraid of that and you don't have somebody to do this for you or hire to do it for you, I would not recommend going this deep into the mods. But at the same time, I encourage everybody to try new things. Nothing is as hard as you think it is once you begin learning it. So if this is your dream and this is what you really want, and you want to achieve the speeds and the power of this build, of this kind of bike, then I would suggest running with a Fardriver. You're getting bang for your buck. All right, stop rambling. On to the next mod. Look what we got here. Check it out. This is our LED lighting system. Boom. There's one there. We got one down here. Boom. We got light down here. We got lights up here. Look at that. Look at that. Hey. Party time. What? Okay. So we've got that. This is improved from the original LED lighting system that I had. The original LED system that I had was these little Velcro tabs that they were okay. They didn't hold a charge for a long time, and they moved around a lot. These LED strips are definitely more permanent, more of a permanent solution. And they are fixed in on the bike. The hardware is great. Let me show you how to charge these things too before I put this away. This is really cool. Check this out. Alright, I'm blocking all our light here. So you just go over on this side, you twist this bad boy off. Hey, and look at this. Try to keep this in camera view for you. I'm gonna put that cap down there and check this out. This comes out of there, and look what we have. Bam. USB. This plugs right into the wall. It takes a while to charge, but it holds a lot of charge. Same thing with the headlight battery. It takes a lot of charging, but once you're there, you're good for a long time. Let's get this back in there. I have a mods video for the first set of mods that we did on this bike. If you find that one, there's links in the descriptions to a lot of these things. I will be updating that and creating a new description within the week. Grab information of where everything came from and get those links ready for you. I promise. Okay. Next mod. Boom. Fox Shock. That is the DPX2 Fox Float. We added that a few months ago, shortly after the original conversion was done. This thing is adjustable on both sides. There we go. You can adjust there and here, and then there's our valve there, and here's our Fox valve pump. With the valve pump, we are able to keep that shock serviced. I like to keep it at around 260 pounds. I weigh between 205 and 210, and it's really, really comfortable like that. I mean, float is the right word for it. It floats like a dream. Thing feels like a Cadillac. All right, moving on to the back here. Let me go ahead and get the system back on. We have our blacked out tail light system here. We've got turn signals coming through the tent there. We've got working brake lights here coming through that system. We may be switching this light out soon because we broke the mounts, putting the bike upside down. They're tied back together almost unnoticeably, but I still know. And that'll probably be the next change coming to the bike. Still looks really good for right now, though. All right. Moving back to the front, we've got this mirror. We found that on Amazon. Wasn't too bad. Totally adjustable here. This thing really works. It's out of the way. I like that I was able to put it on the downside rather than the upside, as you all notice. I am really pleased with this mirror. The only problem with it is this thing is so fast now that literally the G's push this mirror up when I go into mode 3 and even start to get into that full throttle. It is not a game. It is not a joke. This throttle that we got, the voltmeter, is not functioning on this one. The company did send me another throttle. It's sitting right there. After the wiring I just went through, that is not going to happen right now. No way, no how. That will probably happen in the off season. I'll rewire that throttle back in and then we'll have a working voltmeter. But for now, I am fine. I use the Ant BMS app to monitor my battery, make sure the cells are balanced after charging, and it also tells me my battery level. So for now, I am okay with that. What else have we missed? We've got the tinted pedals here. Boom, these things are beat up now. These were about 200 bucks. Awesome for my size 13s. As you can see, you can customize all of these little screws and billets and what have you, and they really stick to your feet. Really make you hug the bike. Looks super clean. Just looks really nice. Adds to the look of the bike. We are good. So, as mentioned before, this thing is not stock anymore. She's pretty. She's looking clean, cleaned up. We're not showing no wires. We're still looking like this bike was built in a factory this way. Nothing on here looks janky. Nothing on here looks tied on. It looks super clean. Now that we've gone through the mods, you've seen how we've beefed it up. I know you all are itching to know, what does this Fardriver do? Just to let you know, on this test runs when we get the bike on the street, we're not even going into the fullest of the power that we can. I'm going to be running 150 line amps out of this battery only for this, which I could literally just get it on my phone while I'm on the bike. If I want to get into race mode, I can up those line amps just like that. And when I'm on the bike, I love the 3 speeds. The 3 speeds really help me conserve my battery. And there's so much power in each mode. As you will see on the street, I very rarely need to even get into 3. But for y'all's sake, we're going to get into that power today. Yes, we are running all 680 phase amps into this beast. If you do not sit down right here, if you start moving back on that seat, this front wheel absolutely will come up on you. This is not even the full power you're going to see, but this is the power that I'm going to be keeping it at. It's the sweet spot of the bike. The bike likes to be there. It performs great. I don't need more power that I get from my highest mode in this mode. So unless I'm drag racing, there's no need for me to up my line amps. I can up them to 220 for a nice little drag race if I want to. When that time comes, we will cross that bridge. But for now, we're going to get our lid on. Please keep the lids on. Safety first, everybody. Gear up, please. It's riding season. No tragedies, no bad stories, only fun stories. Keep that dome protected. We're going to snap this bad boy on. We're going to meet you out in the street. Okay, everybody, here we go. We are going to test this setup here. Welcome everybody, to those new to the channel. If you just skip through to this part, this is going to be the speed test portion of our new 72 volt setup. We've got the 5,000 watt motor in the back. We've got powerful lithium 72 volt 34 amp hour battery right here in this box down here. That thing pushes 300 amps. We've got the new Fardriver 72680 controller. We're throwing 680 phase amps into this thing. We're going to start off in mode 1 here. And I'm going to go ahead and record this trip. Hopefully we can see that on camera. Our recording has started. We're going to get out here. I'm going to give you a quick overview of mode 1 and 2. And then we're going to get right into what I know you want to see. Y'all want to get into the power. Keep in mind, everybody, this is not even the full power of the bike we're testing today. We're only throwing 150 line amps from the battery because that's where I'm going to be operating the bike mostly. If somebody wants to race, I can change that in a second. Literally a second. So if I need to throw over 200 line amps into this for a race, I can, but you're gonna see this at 150 line amps. It's really hard to see this DKD display here, so I will show you the results from our speedometer app after we get a little warm up in here. This is mode 1. Full throttle, everybody. We're going slightly uphill. We are already at 30. Let's see, before we have to start braking, where we can get to. 40 miles an hour is where we cap off at in mode 1. 40 miles an hour. All right. Mode 2 coming up. Okay, everybody, we're gonna head the other direction, and then we're gonna check out mode 2, and then from there we're just going to head to around the corner where the closest straightaway to my area is, and we will be able to try to see if we can hit a top speed on mode 3 or get somewhere close to what we think it's gonna be today, trying to keep it safe at the same time. It's a holiday weekend, so there's a lot of traffic, y'all. But we're gonna see what we can get done today. All right, let's go ahead into mode 2. All right. Just to show you right away, we're gonna power on past this dude immediately. Yeah. We are at slight uphill. I have to brake here for the stop sign. That took us into the low 50s, but there is more to go. And I have seen this thing hit 60 in mode 2. Spoiler alert, I've already done it. But just so you can get a gauge of the 3-speed switch here. That was mode 1, mode 2, and we're gonna go around and try to get a nice, good hit on mode 3 now. Thank you all for watching. If this is entertaining, if this is helpful to you, if this will help you in your Rev1 or e-bike, any kind of bike build journey, I hope you're enjoying this content. Please help the channel out by subscribing. Go ahead and hit a like, comment, ask a question, whatever you want to know. I am happy to help. Happy to hear your feedback, good or bad. All right, we're gonna go ahead and find our spot here, because I know you all only care about mode 3. So let's just go ahead and get to it. Whew. All right. I'll give it a when I get over around the corner. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a rolling start in mode 2 to about 15-20 miles an hour, and then I'll go ahead and get into mode 3 from there, just to be easier on the battery. Let's go ahead and hit the little longer street over here. All right. There we go. Let's see what traffic's looking like over here. We're going to take a left here, and we're going to start from either farther down. All of the streets around here kind of ebb and flow between a slight uphill and a slight downhill. They end up averaging out. Try to find the flattest place to start. But here we go. We're going to start this run now into rolling start, into 3. Let's go, baby. Let's let this car get down a little bit first, because we're going to catch them real quick. Try to get it cleared out here a little bit. We're looking for a high speed here. All right, let's go. Another slow poke coming out in the traffic. Lots of people off today, so this may or may not work out. As you can see, everybody wants to come out in front of me right now. Sure, this person's ready to pull in front of me as well. All right, we're gonna go after this. Let's do this. There's nowhere else they can turn. We're going. One more person entering traffic. We love it. Look at this, man. Where's everybody going? It's 4th of July weekend. You should already be wherever you're gonna be at. All right, here we go. We're off. Mode 2. And here comes 3. Woo, baby. Barely have to hit this throttle and hold to get this thing to go, man. It is insane. Yes, it is. Woohoo! Give that a couple pedals there. We were able to open it up. Lots of obstacles. As you can see, this is not a true top speed test, but you can see how the bike performs with both nuts hanging out. We're going to come around the corner here and check our top speed. We went nowhere close to our Mode 3 top speed. We're just going to see what it gave us today. Too many cars out. Saw the cops are out. Everybody's popping off their fireworks. They're rolling around. We're gonna go ahead and check out this speed here. Let's see what we got. Okay, boom. So not even going past quarter throttle, we hit 61.4 miles an hour. Try to get that in the camera here. Let's see. Hopefully you all can see here. It is really bright out. Find the right spot. 61.4 miles an hour. This is just riding through the neighborhood in between stop signs. We're gonna go the other way. We're gonna give it the hammer one more time and try to see if we can get this where I've seen it before. I've seen it go past 70. But I know there was some left, so we're gonna see if we can get into what's left past that 70. But we're probably gonna have to wait till another day. Hit a nice little strip of freeway, just to get a nice freeway straightaway on like a nice Tuesday afternoon, low traffic. So that's what we're gonna do here. But I'm gonna reset the speedometer. Alright, we started a new trip. We're going back to mode 1 here. Maybe we'll get out into traffic, see where we can try to open this thing up again. Again, thank you all for staying up with this. As we get to our next spot here, one thing I want to let you all know about these Fardriver controllers, I mentioned it earlier, is that this controller is by no means plug and play. So that's a slight disadvantage. There's gonna be some setup involved, some wiring involved. I had to wire the display, I had to wire up the ignition, I had to wire up the 3-speed switch and the voltmeter as well as the throttle. Once that's done, then you gotta bind the controller to the app and you gotta get your tune going. The nice thing, another advantage over the Sabaton, just over pure power, is the ability to really tune your bike with this app. Sabaton, you have no control over any of the parameters at all. This, you have control over just about everything. Bang for the buck, Fardriver is hard to beat unless you get into like an ASI, which the cost of an ASI controller is considerably more in comparison to what you're getting. I think bang for the buck, Fardriver is easily the best thing going. So just keep that in mind. My honest assessment on the 72 volt build here. It's a lot of work. It is not for the faint of heart. Let's get back into here. A lot of work. Whenever you think you're done, you're not. Whenever you think you solved one problem, there's 2 more to replace it sometimes. When you do overcome those hurdles, it is very satisfying. This result I have here is beyond satisfying. But this kind of build is not for everybody. It's just not for everybody. Just as even as getting the wheel in on this thing, it was really tough getting the wheel in. You had to space the frame a little bit. Everything has some kind of tedious effort that goes along with it here. So keep that in mind with these kinds of builds, these conversions. Not as simple as they look. Most of them are not plug and play configurations. The more you do, the more you'll learn. And this result is well worth it, my friends. Let me tell you. I am flying here in Mode 2. Mode 2 is pretty much where I stay. I can ride by an e-bike mode in 1. I can still kind of pull off e-bike mode in 2 with just lightly feathering the throttle. But I have enough power to get me out of trouble, to keep up with traffic, to pass traffic if I need to. But if I really need to just get out of there, Mode 3 is there for me, baby, and I love that that power is there. It's there and it's instant when I need it. I've got my throttle tuned so it's modulating well. It gives you a bit of forgiveness, kind of at the beginning. So it gives you that split second of forgiveness from whiskey throttle and kind of transitions you into the power. But if you want to race, there's nothing that's going to stop you from getting all the power that you want when you want it. And if I have to, I can reconfigure this throttle. We love that. All right. Mode 3 again. Woo. This thing is, front wheel wants to come up on me even when I'm leaned over. It is so much power. I wish you guys could feel the power. It's so much different than the Sabaton. This is the sweet spot of the bike. This is where I want to stay. Very new, fresh configuration here. But I just want to let you all know it's done. And all we're doing is pressing for numbers now. We are pressing for our numbers now. I promise you next week's video will have a more respectable top speed run. But I'm letting you know right now, we have an over 70 mile per hour Ride1up Revv1. The official proof will be here on next video. We're gonna look for a little less traffic as we round the corner here. Please follow the Rev1 build on the channel. If you are looking to do one yourself or have a similar build yourself, learn from my mistakes, learn from my successes, enjoy the build, and see if you can beat my time, my speed, my power of my Rev1. My guess is that this is at least a 75-mile-per-hour bike now. The proof is coming. I'm gonna say next Tuesday is gonna be a good day to shoot that. So, let me know in the comments what you think of this doozy. Appreciate you all for watching. We're gonna grab something to eat, then we're gonna take this bike back out, do some more testing on it, and as I promised, next week's video, we're gonna really test the parameters of this bike. But just to let you know what's going on with it now, this is Manny Reed TV. We will see you next week.